go again, round 2. Alright, so we're back. Finally got a break in the rain. The weather today is typical, hot, mostly dry, relatively dry. It feels really dry. Humidity is still way up there, but because we've had rain for going on like 80 hours now, this feels pretty nice and dry. So we'll pick up where we left off. I got a big old nasty splotch in here to sand down and clean up a little bit, but it is substantially stronger. And I think at this point I have gotten this down to a point where I'm ready to go ahead and patch these pits. Any more effort I put into this is not going to result in a substantial amount of change. I got all that I could out of all these pits, so we're gonna blast it all out, clean it all off, let it dry off, and then fill it with some fiberglass jelly, and then back to the sanding. So another day of grinding. Alright, so here we are. I went ahead and jumped on the other side and forgot to film anything and show you anything. So one side's almost pretty much already done. We're just going to take our fiberglass jelly. I'm throwing it right on here because it doesn't matter much. I'm going to smear it all over the place anyway. Take exactly about that much right there. It's warm and dry out, so I won't need much hardener. And I do want to be able to work it for a little while, so put some hardener. That's actually quite a bit more than I really wanted anyway. But alright, just means our time's a little bit shorter. There we go. Stir it all up. And start putting it in. Alright, so I wanted to check in. We are on, I don't know, day 4 or 5, somewhere along the lines. We've had a little bit of a storm came through.
185 mile an hour winds, gusts as of the 5 o'clock advisory, 225 miles an hour. I mean, this is the worst weather that can be produced pretty much on our planet anywhere. So this is not what you want to see 170 miles or so east of our state. That's about exactly what it is.
Yeah, so I had to pause things for a little bit, clean up and get ready, and then it completely missed us. But here we are, back to sanding, a lot of sanding. I got most of the bottom sanded down with an 80 grit, but wanted to bring this part to your attention. So, getting really kind of irritated. This green-blue Bondo body filler was really good and solid, and then covered it up with fiberglass, and it looks like none of it stuck. The fiberglass did not stick. For the Bondo, don't know if it was the moisture in the air. It was incredibly moist, like, you know, tropical storm moist. Lots of rain, lots of humidity, lots of heat, back and forth and back and forth. So I don't know if that played a factor, but either way, it did not seal, it did not set and cure to the Canoe. It separated and it started coming out pretty easy. So a little upset, a little bit of backtrack here. Have to fill this back in. I really wasn't happy with the way the Bondo or the filler stuck anyway in the first place. Not sure if I wasn't mixing it right, if it was too humid, too hot, if the conditions were just not good for it. Either way, it was not a good result. So got to carve this out. Alright, I'm going to mix the rest of this at the table, but for the sake of just not moving the camera around, I'll show you over here. So what we're going to do here is we've just got just regular fiberglass mat. We're going to chop it up in real little pieces so we can make our own kind of paste. Roll it up just for the ease of cutting. One cut this way actually cuts a few layers so you get more out of it. But just chop it up real fine. And what we'll end up doing is just mixing the resin in here. And then see all that will make a thicker kind of a paste, and we can apply the paste here. The resin will seep into all the little holes, fill in all the holes, and then the fiberglass will give it strength, kind of like it's supposed to on a larger area, but it'll fill in these gaps and holes and make this nice and strong. And we'll go ahead and put one more sheet on the entire thing just to give it that smooth outer finish. See how it goes in kind of thick. There's a good bit of glass mixed in, but there's still a lot of resin, so it'll easily fill in the gaps. I'm just going to go and dump this, just get it all out there. Probably should have lifted the side up just a little bit more, tipped it a little further back. Once it starts to cure up a little better, I've got sheets over here. You don't have a lot of time, and I did mix it a little bit hot, so it should cure. I don't get a whole lot of time. It should cure pretty solid, pretty quick. I'm going to put that sheet of glass on it over here and use my roller to spread it all out nice and even. There, once I know that I've got enough to completely cover everything to the right level, I gotta mix a little extra, which is fine. It's more than I need, so let this all sit in here, and in, I don't know, half an hour I can take the whole thing out and just use the cup again. So I've already got this cut to size. I'll lay this out. Get a roller. Even things out. Just like that. Just lost my screw. lost the screw to the inside of my piece here. I gotta find that. I'll probably just watch the video and see where it landed. So don't do that. This gives it a challenge I really didn't want. Got it. Found it.